What's going on, everybody? This is Cthonias, and I have a recap of the last Twitch stream, along with some news that's been happening in the community. Now, for those of you that are in line chat, there has been some notes that have been flying around virally about the summary of the last Twitch stream. So I just want to give props to Aaron. He's the guy that took all these notes and did all the hard work to jot this down, and this is what's been being passed around. For those of you that know Aaron, be sure to give him a shout out and thank him for doing all this hard work. And before I get into this, I do want to do a quick disclaimer that what I'm about to show you that is not in the game yet is still in development. So this means that this might not be exactly how it's going to appear in the game. There's no guarantee on when it's going to happen, exactly how it is, like the spells might change, etc. So I don't want you to get too excited about what you're about to see. But I do want you to be excited that they are working on some really cool stuff, and I'm happy to share some of that with you today. Alright, so on Thursday, on October 8th, they have been following this new format of doing purely Q&A. This has been really great. It's been chock full of information, and it's exactly what the viewers have been wanting, so I'm really happy about this new format. So I'm going to recap as quickly as I can some of the highlights of this last episode. So first off, Charmy did give a shout out to one of my videos, and there was a clarification from the last one.
One by, I think I saw him in stream in.
Oh, he's probably already there trolling us. Yeah.
Cthonias. I don't know how you say it.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant Jorge. Yeah.
oh, yeah. Both. There are a few good videos out there right now. Check those out. Although there's one clarification we need to make. Yes. Right, Alex? With Malice.
Yeah. So she can't lifesteal off her own flyby attack? That's a bug.
That was a bug in our dev build. So unfortunately, it would be just way too overpowered and broken, I think, if she was able to heal herself.
Alright, so you heard it there. Malice cannot heal herself during her sweep. She also went on to say that the legendary does go all the way to level 60, not level 55, and there were new stats here for that as well. I know it's a little bit hard for you to see here, but the health says 1,178, and the DPS is 108.32, and then the target damage has a range of 204.18 to 229.08. And then we got some more details about the actual event.
The Malice event is a kingdom event. If there was any confusion around that, need not worry. It's not an individual event. However, something that it does have in common with the sword fight event is that it has an accumulator. So it's a kingdom accumulator. Your entire kingdom will be working towards these points. There's an accumulator where you collect souls. I believe is the event currency.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
Lost
souls, right?
Oh, lost souls.
Not just any old souls.
Not the found souls, only the lost souls. And you're gonna be collecting these souls, accumulating with your kingdom, and at the end of this accumulator, there will be Malice. Just to clarify, because I'm seeing some questions here. No, Malice doesn't come from a chest. Malice is at the end of the accumulator or totalizer. We call it a few different things around here. Yeah. But basically, when you guys collected for sword fight the battle points and you got Isabeau at the end, it'll be like that, but with your kingdom. It'll probably be achievable. More achievable than Isabeau is, it'll be what we're planning right now.
A little bit easier. We've learned our lesson.
Alright, so for those of you that didn't know, Isabeau was basically only achievable by buying $100 worth of gems. So as long as you have a pretty full and active kingdom, it sounds like it should be cheaper and you won't have to gem as much, as long as everyone is active and you have a full kingdom. I may as well do a plug for our kingdoms, Rival, Elite, and iBoss. We've just gone through a merger between ourselves, and also we have a few incoming mergers that we've also taken care of. We're always clearing inactives, so please be sure to contact us if you're interested in joining or merging with us, and let's get Malice. Okay, so that pretty much covered Malice, but how do we get the Malice statue?
On top of that though, Malice will provide a bonus. Once you have Malice, Malice will also provide a bonus to your souls whenever you battle. And using this, you could try for the leaderboard. There will be a leaderboard as well as the accumulator. And the leaderboard rewards the Malice statue. which is there. That's the gold one.
Okay, so here we see the Obsidian Malice, and of course we all know that Obsidian is probably about 2 years or more off. But here are the stats. It gives defenses a 10% chance of cursing targets to raise an undead warrior. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, I'm not exactly sure what the percentage is going to be for the gold, silver, and bronze, but that is a pretty nice perk that once one of the opposing side's troops dies, there is that percentage chance that it will raise an undead warrior that will fight on your behalf. Really cool. Now, if you happen to be one of the lucky kingdoms that has Malice right away, Malice will give you a bonus in the leaderboards as well. And on top of Malice giving you a bonus, there will be boosters available similar to other events.
There will be boosters that give you a bonus on the souls. And these boosters you can get from a variety of places. You can get from relic chests, arena chests, also a premium chest. Yeah, I think that's all the places. So that should, if you're a player that plays a lot, you should have definitely a better chance at helping your kingdom out.
Nice. And another good one. So, is this Malice event going to be a one-off event, and how will new players in the future get Malice if they miss the event?
It's a really good question.
Which is a really good question.
Yeah.
So all the ancients that are part of events will eventually end up in the actual ancient pool. We don't know when that will happen for Malice.
Yeah, so we don't know exactly how we're going to bring back Malice. It will be, I think, tiered. Eventually, like Alex says, it will end up in regular rotation at some point. But we might bring her back for other events or promotions and things like that.
Yeah, but if you want Malice, go for this event.
Okay, so when is the event going to happen?
Definitely Friday through Monday. It'll last at least that long. But yeah, we're kind of trying to decide exactly how long it's going to be. The reason it is at least that long is because we need to monitor the start of the event and end of the event, and we have to make sure all our developers are here in case something goes wrong. That's why we often don't have events that end in the middle of a weekend. That's quite difficult to pull off. So we know it'll be at least Friday to Monday, but yeah, maybe another day. Yeah, we're not entirely sure yet.
Sure.
Yeah, but you will know, those of you that are on the VIP list should know early next week, or that's what we're aiming for anyway.
And there have been some questions that came up after the Twitch stream that we have answers for. Will we be able to leave a kingdom once we possess Malice and join another and help that kingdom? Yes, you can leave with Malice and your rewards, but you'll only receive the reward once. Can you leave a kingdom with Malice? And what happens to the lost souls? The lost souls will remain with the kingdom and do not follow you to the next kingdom. Will there be an extra plinth? No. And then, can we join a kingdom midway and still get Malice? Yes. Okay, so we got some other fun things from Q&A that they gave us some tidbits for.
A new league above.
Above Claymore,
Yeah, I know
So
you guys
that-
want to talk about that.
I don't know if we should talk about that. It's like revealing too much. We know we need one, at least one. It's coming. It's probably coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, fairly soon as well.
Yeah, I think before we do that, we're just going to try and change the system a bit so it doesn't get quite so cluttered. And the people who are in the top league are people who deserve to be in the top league, and not people who have just kind of fluked up there.
Right.
And then are now trapped in a perpetual cycle.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're going to try and deal with that, and then we'll add in an extra league.
Yeah, we are working on that.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Good
and
to know.
that one is not as big of a change, so we can do that quicker.
And then we got some really good input on Zalonia and Primus and just general ancient rebalancing.
Theseus718 has got a question. I don't think we actually answered this but I'm not surprised it's come out. So many people were angry about the Zalonia nerf. After pouring all their Primus into her, they felt cheated. Will you implement an ancient reset system where you get your Primus back?
So
Alex has
Zalonia
got this one.
was extremely strong. She had like 50% win rate over all the other ancients, and her game plan was ridiculously simple of just dragging one spell
Yeah.
into the thing over and over and over again. There's ancients like Zhao and Siku, who everyone knows are also quite strong, but they're a lot less brain dead and they're not quite as strong as old Zona used to be. We did balance her, but we did give like a month's notice before we went away with the changes. If she's a bit, we are going to buff her up as we go forwards to bring her back up, but she's not going to be back up at 50% stronger than all of the ancients.
That makes sense.
Which is a bit controversial to say. Maybe I should just sugarcoat this a lot more than I am doing. Yeah, Zonia was really, really strong, and for like months, 2 months, people got a lot out of their investment. The resetting feature is something Charmy definitely wants to add.
Yeah, I really. There are reasons why it's a bit of a difficult feature, especially for even in the studio it's a bit mixed. Like I really like the idea. There are some people that don't like the idea. I think players that are more collectionist and would prefer to just level up all their ancients, because we know we have a lot of players that do that. For them, it's not really a feature that they're interested in. But for now, what we are doing is making it a lot easier to level up your ancients. We're making some changes to the way Primus works, coming soon. So that should hopefully make it a bit less painful when your favorite ancient gets nerfed, and kind of encourage balance. Sorry.
Good catch.
We tried not to use the N-word.
The N-word.
Oh gosh.
Oh gosh. Yeah, we try to.
Alex is dying inside.
We're trying to make it less painful when we do a balancing pass, because the balancing passes are needed. Like we talked about a little bit, we have to keep the win ratios in check. Yeah. So we just can't have ancients just completely steamrolling everything all the time. But
so you go through the Primus change, or is that secret?
I don't know. When is it even going out?
It's end of.
And
just it's like 20. I don't say anything too.
Yeah, not
definite.
specific. We do have Primus changes coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Primus will be more useful everywhere,
Yeah.
and you'll get more bang for your buck.
Yeah, we're just kind of we're ourselves tired of storing all these lower value Primuses and Primuses of elements that we never use. So we're making some changes to address that. So that should make it more fun to try out new ancients.
Right.
And this is what's been floating around the community lately. What they're testing out looks like they have the ability to use Primus on any ancient, but you get a bonus if it happens to match the element of your particular ancient. It's interesting. Although just looking at this beta version of it, it looks like we're going to fall back on that problem we had before, where we were going to have a hard time scrolling down to the Primus below. You see that one little thing that's sticking out at the bottom there? Might be difficult to reach. Next, we have a little discussion about spell towers.
Jal is just fine. Don't nerf him.
Well, I don't actually plan on doing anything to Jal. I think the thing with Jal and Siku is I think they just make the stun lock of flash freeze towers tied to a conduit just mean you don't get to move at all.
Yeah.
Right.
And the Siku and Jal are just the best answer to get through that without being frustrated, rather than because they're ridiculously OP or anything.
Yeah.
And we're going to make some changes to spell towers, especially insanity towers and freeze towers, where there's some kind of respite period where your troops can still move after they get frozen for a few seconds, and that should hopefully remove a lot of the pain of using ancients that aren't Jal and Siku.
This is the man. he's the man. Yeah.
The man.
Yeah, so hopefully that will start balancing out the ancients a little bit better, especially at the higher stronghold levels, the ones that have the super powerful spell towers.
Yeah.
And here's the respite that Alex was talking about. It looks like in beta they're testing out a 4-second respite for the flash freeze towers. Then my buddy Keeve, he asked a question about defense.
Malice seems to be tipping the balance of the game to even more offense. Will the game ever be rebalanced to make defense a part of the game?
Wow.
Well, that's a timely question.
It's not too timely. I mean, we're planning on a big overhaul of defense soon, but it's not going to be soon. But it's not going to be too far away.
We're kind of working on it right now.
So we've done all our stuff for Halloween, and then after that we're thinking about really overhauling defense, adding more customization, more levels to buildings.
Yeah, it's really exciting. It's probably going to be our biggest feature, I would say, since launch. Huge feature. So don't want to hype it up too much yet. It's a little bit down the line because we're still working on it.
Okay, so if the Malice event wasn't enough, and if the leaderboard for the Malice statue wasn't enough, there's also a third event that's going to be happening, and that's an MVP nomination / social media event. I couldn't exactly figure out the specifics of it. It was quite confusing through how they described it here on the Twitch, so I'll just let it play out and I'll let you guys figure it out.
We've got another event to sort of coincide with that you guys can take part in. Basically for these lost souls that you guys are gathering anyway to try to gain Malice, to sort of give you guys a bit of a bonus, and not just, necessarily just the top players, but different roles. We've got a sort of community event that's happening for MVPs. So people in the roles of King, Sentinel, and Lord, the top 5 from each kingdom are going to be awarded a prize. So there's like Primus and gold that we're going to be handing out, and that's for the top 5 people in those roles in the kingdoms with the most lost souls collected. They're going to be winning prizes. And get the title of MVP, which is quite cool. And then on social media, we're also going to run sort of concurrent contests, if you will, where you guys actually get to nominate people from your own kingdoms and say, you know what, this person in our kingdom should be sort of the player choice because he's really pulled his weight, or she's really pulled her weight and deserves a kudos. So you're going to be able to post screenshots of that player profile on social media, and then we're going to randomly pick, I think, 20 people to win a prize, so that'll be fun. We'll reiterate that again next week anyway, but we thought we would give you a heads up.
We also got some insight into Arena Season, which is going to be an upcoming 1-month-long event.
So Endgame, it's a really good question. Arena, we wanted it to be the beginning of an endgame. We know it's not completely right yet. Something we are adding is Arena Seasons. So Arena Seasons is going to be kind of month-long competitions within the arena where, depending on where you are in the arena leaderboard, we give you season points. And over the course of, we're thinking right now a month, over the course of a month, you'll accumulate,
Sorry. You're good.
You'll accumulate season points, and based on those season points, there will be a reward. Right now, we think it's going to be a Landra statue reward. And we'll maybe show more of that maybe next stream.
Okay, so what we're seeing here are some of the beta graphics from Arena Season that I've been seeing in the community. Looks like possible rewards are a gold soldier and an abandoned doll, but as she said, the statue might actually be a Landra and not a soldier. And what the abandoned dolls are used for, I'm not exactly sure yet, but it does look like some pretty cool events that are happening right now. And here are some possible changes to Arena. Again, this is all beta, not final. But some ideas it looks like they're tossing around are having gold rewards and ring rewards. And as far as the chests go, I'm not exactly sure, but it looks like your honor will have something to do with the type of chest you earn and the number of rings you get for each difficulty. And then we've got some really interesting things that are going to be happening with Ancients. You're going to be able to claim items, and you'll be able to use those items to start leveling up your other Ancients to higher rarities. It's going to be for specific ancients to specific rarities. It's not like you can level any ancient to any rarity, but that sounds like it's going to be some really cool events that are happening coming up soon. And as for how you get these items, like the Ancient Dragon Heart or the Grimoire, I did confirm with Space Ape that those are going to be event-driven. It's not like you can just claim them at any time and just start randomly leveling up ancients. And it looks like there's going to be a way for you to get free diamond chests by watching advertised videos. I've seen this with other games where you just watch some other types of advertising and you earn chests here. For watching those videos. You do earn some type of diamond at any point, but the amount is what will be the surprise when you open the chest. I did confirm also with Space Ape that there will be a limited number of videos you can watch per day. It's not like you could just watch these unlimited. And what are you going to do with all these extra gems? How about adding decorative items to your base? Finally, I've been wanting this for so long. It looks like they're working on ways for us to be able to add decorative items. So cool. Looks like there's going to be some new avatars possibly coming soon. I think it might be for the Halloween season. Not sure if it's that soon yet. It also looks like some new ancients are in the works as well. This one might make more sense along the lines of that abandoned doll reward that was part of arena season. And of course there are some other ancients that have been floating around, and it looks like Lupita is a nature ancient and Anir is a fire ancient based on their backgrounds. I heard a rumor that Anir might be the younger brother of Sulric. But not really sure yet. And if you do want to check out some of the potential spells, I think Arcade Toolbox has some of that info. Oh, and from what I saw, it looked like Marionette was a Death Ancient. Whew. Okay, that was a lot of information. For those of you that stuck all the way to the end, I do have a small bit of information that is exclusive, something that they said that they might be working on, so please don't hold them accountable, don't hold me accountable. What I heard, and what I'm allowed to share, is that they are possibly working on a feature where the damage done, I believe, to your troops and or to the defenses is going to be something that might appear in the game. So you'll actually see like little numbers popping up above each of the things, so you can kind of get a little bit of a clearer picture of what's going on. That could be pretty cool. So I just thought I'd share that with you guys. And thanks again for following, liking, subscribing, supporting not only me, but each other. I know things got pretty rough there for a while, and it's nice to see that things are barreling forward and a lot of cool stuff happening, a lot of things that they're listening to, and a lot of things that they're just adding overall to make this a really fun game for everybody. So Rival Kingdoms rocks. Thanks again, and we will see you in the next video. Take care, guys.